down in the bottom left position of Pillars of Gold. He is the champion, the machine. He's not bogus. He is Kitesy's innovation.
Throwing it back and in the upper right, in the pink, the chisel toss. He is ZEST. This man is not from Kashyyyk. He's, of course, I believe, what was it? Zest's first name was Wookiee, right?
Was it?
It was. I got it.
That is amazing. That is very cool.
Yeah, his back when his Brood War days, and when he first came onto the scene, his name, he went by Wookiee. Wooki.
Ah. Like Rookie, but like a child that's missing some of their teeth, so it just comes out like
Wookiee.
Wookie. Or, you know, ooh.
Oh, don't get me started. Don't get started on that. I did a cast with Ash Bliskin of Cockeyed Gaming. She was on, for those of you that are not familiar, she was on the Among Us Pylon show last. Excuse me, the Among Us Pylon show last night. She plays D&D with Neuro. She does a bunch of stuff. Anyway, I did a Exxon Cup cast with her last year, and Euthermal was playing. And for those of you that are not aware, I don't know if he's still doing this, but his one of his StarCraft accounts at the very least is Thermal. And
yes,
that cast evolved into BeoMulf. Yeah, it's a problem. Doesn't work.
That sounds fantastic to me. You know, she is a pretty big Twitch streamer, but I've seen bigger.
Okay. For those of you that are not aware, to explain Steadfast joke here, that's her Twitter handle and her in-game name when she plays StarCraft. For those of you not aware of the memes.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the Simon J. Riley. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's it. You got it.
Oh. Yeah, Simon J. Riley. The reason I was riffing off of Zest's name was, you know, Steadfast introduced him as Focus, right? So we're bringing back some of the old names there. But of course, no player has more old names than Special. Although he's kind of gotten better with it, better at having one name in recent years.
Yeah, he used to change it like every 2 months, but he's been Special for the last, like, what, 5 years now? So good on him for stabilizing, so to speak.
I wonder if Blizzard just kind of went to him and said, like, look, dude, you got to pick something. Like, you're not going to have any sort of brand recognition here if you change it every week, which he was doing. But anyway, we should probably talk about this game because we got a Widowmine drop coming on up against a Phoenix opener, which notionally is going to be pretty good for Zest.
Yes, very much so. Now, it is Oracle first, so there is the opportunity to innovation. Well, there's actually a lot of opportunities. If Zest does not spot the Widowmine, he could just lose this Oracle. And it is in a bit of a sneaky spot, but not going to be the case. And, well, one Marine will pop out to its death. Nice control so far from Zest. I feel like that's almost an insult to him, like, you know, like implying that he wouldn't have nice control. But not going to find the Widow Mines, which means he may not think to have that Phoenix looking for the drop.
Yep. Though,
oof.
I don't know whether he has
in the chat. Sorry, go on.
No, I think he probably saw the Widow Mine pop on out off the factory. I actually don't remember how big of a sight radius it is around buildings because I don't play Perdos. But yeah, he may have seen that Widow Mine coming on out if he was paying attention to it. So that's going to be something here. We do have that Medevac out. How many Widow Mines do we have? So it was 3 Widow Mines for that first drop. And I'm surprised we don't see it going off yet. Innovation may be getting a little bit distracted here, or he just realizing that, okay, it's a Stargate opener. I don't really feel good about this. I'm just going to kind of stay at home and turtle up and make sure that that happens. Or he's waiting for 8 Marines for a Marine drop. Anyway, bunch of different options. Not really sure exactly what's happening. But I do know that Innovation, it looks like he's not actually going to go try to drop with these Widow Mines as of yet. Hello, Dragon Soul. Hello.
Hello, Dragon Soul in my chat as well.
Is he in both of our chats?
He is. What an absolute legend. Ooh, looks like the Widow Mine did get a shot off on those Phoenixes. But, of course, Widow Mines do not kill Phoenixes unless they've already suffered some hull damage. So it is going to be a pickup here. And, oh, the Raven getting targeted there. Raven versus Phoenix is such a nightmare scenario because trying to keep that Raven alive is so difficult. So difficult.
You are not wrong. Is now Phoenix, they're just going to do what they... Oh, he's going to get the Oracle. A little bit of miscontrol
nice target
there.
fire from Innovation.
Absolutely. Now, it is... You talk about getting the Raven or not getting the Raven. It is so important that ZEST, or that Innovation keeps the Raven alive in the context of this game. Right? Because Innovation, he's going for a 2-base timing. He's going for that +1 stim combat shield timing that Terrans love when they're not going for something weird or not going for something super greedy. And, well, the timing's kicking off right now. Stim is about halfway done. Combat shields are just about halfway done. But you can always tell when the Terran wants to actually move on the map because you will see the bunker get salvaged. It's salvaged. So that is kind of the idea that says, oh, Innovation is going to be able to move on the map at this point. Now, of course, we can also say he's going to get ready to move on out because Stim is at a timing where it's going to be done by the time he reaches the other side of the map. All of those fun things, but I prefer to look at bunkers because, you know, bunker build time is the most important meme in StarCraft 2.
Well, yeah, I heard they're going to release a patch for bunker build time. Oh, that's a very high energy medevac getting taken out. That actually really sucks. That's the original Widowmine drop medevac. So that going down, actually, that's costly.
That it is, and I love this from ZEST. He is not sticking at like the 5 Phoenix that is normal for something like this, where you go 5 Phoenix, you go into Colossus behind it. No, this is something that ZEST has been doing a decent amount of, and he's going to charge that Archon off of like infinite Phoenixes. He's going to go up to 9 Phoenix at this point, and that is going to give him so much Sky Dom. He's going up to 10 Phoenix Steadfast. I think, is that too many?
Nope, never too many. I've watched enough Goblin to know that there's never too many Phoenixes on the map.
And then he's going to run
in
into
all
2 Widow Mines.
seriousness, you got to be so careful about Widow Mines. It's funny, I almost just caster cursed ZEST into losing all of his Phoenix.
Yep, I saw that, but ZEST, he is too strong. You can tell that he lifts the burden of Caster Curse from Steadfast off of himself. Now, if we want to talk about Caster Curse, though, Steadfast, Artosis is in the lobby, right? He is casting this as well, and I would never be worried about having to Caster Curse a player one way or the other when Artosis is also casting the same game as me. Because, I mean, that man is the... Okay. That was pretty cool, but that was a really cool move where he had hallucinated Phoenix, but then he drew it into the Phoenix. You're like, well...
Oh, no, and then he loses the 1 Phoenix. Oh, if he hadn't taken the splash damage from the original one, he would not have lost that that Phoenix there. It would have stayed alive. Oh, God, that's a bit of a meme right there. And ZEST, he's looking to get aggressive right here, and I do not like that decision one bit.
Well, you know, they say don't let your memes be dreams. The Raven will connect on everything. It looked like the Phoenix got all the lift on all the Widow Mines. Does ZEST have enough here? It does not look like he does. Innovation pulling back into that fantastic concave, and yeah, he didn't get a bunch of, did not get the best Widow Mine shots, but the follow-up Widow Mines, they all got lifted. The first 2 were very good. The ones that were off to the side were already good. And oh, God! Yep,
and
that's it. GG.
GG Widow Mines. Oh, man. They did not kill anything, but they got everything so deep into the red. And yeah, ZEST, that was a very GG Widow Mine right there. Oh, my God.
You said that didn't kill everything, but I watched the ZEST supply go from like 140 supply to 110 over the span of that time. So I think it did more than just do a little bit of do significant hull damage. I think we saw a lot of stuff die. And now it's game 2. Just like that, ZEST not able to win on his pure zealot low economy shenanigans that he did beat Clem with. Because Innovation knows how to build SCVs and knows how to get his upgrades going. Okay, that's actually not fair to Clem. That ZEST versus Clem game was so incredibly high skilled and so good. But you know, I think ZEST. Honestly, if ZEST had just rebuilt his probes in that game, he probably wins it a lot easier. But,
yeah,
in these games,
or made Colossus, like gone up to 3 or 4 Colossus, even on the same probe count, he would have won that game like 12 minutes earlier. But it was still an amazing game. Also, do not besmirch Clem. He built like 220 SCVs in that game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He made so many.
That was insane. It was whack-a-mole. Absolutely, but Steadfast. You know what's more? You know what's oh wait, let me get myself on the right camera. There. Now I can say Steadfast. It's game 2.
It is. And we have, spawning up in the top right position, representing Kitesea Gaming, looks like he has received his patch. It is the new, improved Innovation. Just kidding, he's the same old Innovation, but he's so good.
And his opponent in the bottom left, the IEM Katowice finalist in the pink for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Give it up. We're ZEST. Innovation upgrading to Winovation in game number 1.
Hey, there it is. That's the stuff. That's the good stuff kids go for. And we've got something exciting coming up in the next minute or two. It's 4:18 right now.
Ah, we do. But Steadfast, you say that's the good stuff that kids go for. I would argue that the good stuff that kids go for is pink drip G Fuel.
It certainly will be. Certainly will be.
I'm not sorry. Hopefully, you know, again, if we shill pink drip hard enough, maybe G Fuel will sponsor us. Maybe UPS will actually get our samples here in time. If we shill it enough, maybe UPS will hear our cry, hear our sad, mournful song, and get us that pink drip G Fuel when it should have arrived, because, you know, UPS or whatever carrier is being damn slow, and I want that injected directly into my veins.
You know, as a gamer, I often find myself parched, exhausted, frustrated, sexually confused, and just generally having a rough time. But ever since I learned of G Fuel Pink Drip, I found hope. And you can too. With the new Pink Drip Pylon coming soon to a store near you.
Steadfast, are you telling me that the thirst was real?
I'm telling you that if you're impotent, if you're depressed, lonely, G Fuel's just a drink and it won't help you, but it tastes damn good.
It does taste. You know what? If any of those things can be saved by being made more awake than you were previously, then it will help you. And you know what? In all honesty, as we continue riffing on things that are not actually StarCraft, because it's not like, you know, the good folks at home are here to watch games of StarCraft. They're here to hear us talk about G Fuel. But in all honesty, it's actually pretty nice. Like a lot of energy drinks, I'll find myself getting jittery or something, like whatever. But G Fuel is actually it does a pretty good job. I get awake, but I don't like lose my ability to observe StarCraft.
Exactly.
But anyway,
yeah,
yes.
Like when I freebase moon rocks, I find myself struggling to maintain focus, confidence, and continence. But when I freebase G Fuel, well, things are a lot easier.
Those are words, Steadfast. You said them. I am clearly not cool enough to understand what they mean. But what I do understand, ZEST has opened with a Stargate play once again, an innovation going for the Widowmine drop once again. The question this time, though, is does he opt to actually do something? Now, he will get on a lot of these Marines, and there are not enough Marines to really stop this damage. He's going to get 2 SCP. He might even get a third one. Oh, he will get a... No, we won't. Never mind. Marine's in good position. But already, ZEST doing double the damage that he did in game number 1. So, doing twice as much damage does mean he wins the game, right?
Doing some quick math, yes. Yes, yep. We may as well just move on into game 3. It's already over.
It is, in fact, already over, but of course, we're going to have to see whether these drops get what they want, because Innovation, he's actually making something happen with the drops at this point. Of course, the Oracle is going to fly on into the main base, and do we have any sort of... Nothing is defending the main base, but ZEST giving a little bit too much credit to Innovation here as, what is that? Okay, the Phoenix will find the drop on the far side. Well, they will find one of... No, that's the Reaper, never mind, and that's Adepts. Shame on me for like trying to cast from the minimap here. Now we have the drop coming on in to the natural. ZEST, is he paying attention? Oh no! Just barely.
That last second save. And now he gets a lift here. Innovation could have killed like 5 probes by clicking the gas, by the way. Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Oh man, yeah. But no, I don't think it was overmined when he dropped it.
No, it was. It was. I was looking for it. Yeah. It was 7 of 3 when it came in.
Man, I can't believe that was such a late pull. That really looked like Zest was going to lose like half a mineral line. But innovation, he's going for a. Well, actually, no, he does have a third base on the way. Never mind. He's adding those additional barracks to go on up to 5 BC. Oh, up to 3 actually, because he believes in macro. He believes in the power of more stuff beating less stuff.
And well, he's right to believe that. It's a common saying in math that 3 is greater than 2.
Are you sure? Well, I love it. Are you familiar? I don't remember how well enough to really explain it, but are you familiar with the proof that makes 1 + 1 = 3? It has a couple logical fallacies. It has a couple like mathematical fallacies, but it's pretty fun.
I think I've heard of it, but I know that there's a theorem that says, or like someone like did like a paper for why 1 + 1 = 2, and it's like a dissertation level paper, like it's like hundreds of pages.
Yeah, the one I'm
not familiar with the one you're describing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you set A = 1, but B also = 1, and then A = B, and then you can do something, and then you like complete this. I forget what it is. Anyway, it's pretty funny, and eventually you see 1 + 1 = 3 because like A + B = 3. But it's been a while since I found it on a whiteboard one time. It was pretty funny. See here, Steadfast. Here's a problem with casting StarCraft. Unfortunately, oh, he's going for a storm drop.
Ooh. Zest, I see you.
There's a reason we don't see this all that often. It's high risk, not all that great reward. But hey, you know what, Zest is going to go for it. But back to the previous thought. There's a reason that or I should say there's a problem. We're seeing now the problem with casting StarCraft. Oh, he's going to get the Raven.
That's a huge pickoff right there. Very, very nice. And that actually is really good for this storm drop, because so most likely what he's going to do is just keep this with the army. That should be his goal. Oh, no, he's just going to get storm. I love when you just put the Phoenixes in the medevac, because ghosts, because everything, it's just really hard to snipe. Oh, nice job. Does take down that Oracle. Good lock on there. Gets that. A little bit unfortunate for Zest, but yeah, no, something that that can help shut down the Warp Prism plus High Templar combo is that interference matrix. So the fact that Raven does go down, even though feedback can counter it, is actually a really big deal.
So that is a lot of storms, by the way. We have, what is that? Probably 8-ish storms. I think some of the High Templar are getting pretty close to having 2 storms coming on in, and now Zest is going to be a little bit aggressive. And I love what Innovation is doing here, right? Because these charge lot styles are designed to punish an aggressive Terran, but what is Innovation going to do? Well, he's just going to, not be aggressive here. But these storms are going to be pretty nice to start on out here. Now, Innovation, actually, he's got a mass. Where is Innovation's army? It feels like he just doesn't have a whole lot. As now, there's a big 360 surround coming in here from Innovation, but these storms are going to be absolutely massive. Meanwhile, of course, Zealot's on into the natural. And, Steadfast, I called it. I said, because he got 2 SCVs instead of 1, the game was over, and we should just go on into game 3. And I think that's exactly what's happening. As Innovation's going to get broken, Zest is going to take game number 2. It's just a best of 3.
Yes, it is. And that was a great play right there out of Zest. That quick storm, no preparation whatsoever for that. He was not prepared for the storm in the slightest. And Zest evens the series at 1 apiece, looking solid, looking handsome, looking at game number 3 on Oxide.
Svelte, maybe? But yeah, that was really cool. So Innovation did have a Ghost Academy, but his ghosts weren't really out yet. I don't know if he had any, but he certainly wasn't landing the EMPs he needed to. No enhanced shockwave, of course. And that run by, I really thought he was going to go for Storm Drop, just considering Storm was most of the way done. The 4 High Templar were warped in early, and he had a Warp Prism going on out. But no, that Warp Prism just went on the left-hand side, warped in, what was it, like 10 Zealots, ran them all in there and said, hi, yeah, well, I'm just going to go kill you. But it was really surprising. It felt like just Innovation didn't have a lot of army on either side of the map, even before the storm started landing.
Yeah, a little bit. It did feel that way. Also, it's important to note that the wall was not completed at the natural, so the Zealots just walked on by. That was a big mistake. And a very costly one. And, well, We're gonna see if he can. Oh, look at this. Spawning down on the bottom left position, representing KaiZ Gaming. It is Innovation, coming in with at least a Proxy Reaper, maybe more.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Proxy Reaper, but here we are spawning the upper right in the red for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, landing some juicy storms in game number 2. He is the one, the only, ZEST.
Nice. And we
No,
got Old
he plays
Man
for
Toast.
AlphaX.
Oh. Shit. We got old Man Toast in the chat saying his wife just replaced G Fuel with her coffee, and I've heard that she has already got a promotion at her new work.
Or you mean coffee with G Fuel?
Yes. Yeah, the opposite of what I said. Yeah. Already got a promotion at work. It's weird. I think she added an extra hour to her day. She's now functioning on a 25-hour clock. I don't know how that works. Must be some weirdness. Maybe a glitch in time. But, yeah, good stuff either way. And ZEST is going to get in here. He's going to scout the fact... Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Is this Innovation? Or is this that one guy whose name I can't think of who always builds his stuff outside his base?
Maru?
You know, the European guy?
I'm
Damn,
not
why
sure.
did I do this?
I can't. I'm not sure who you're talking about. Now, I got a friend in a guy who I used to play in team leagues with, who's a Masters Terran, who I don't believe has ever played a game that was not a proxy game. But I'm pretty sure that's not who you're talking about, because he's like 4,800 MMR, and anyone who's relevant that we're talking about here is, you know, actually a pro player. So ZEST will have that continued scout, and I love that Innovation. He rallied a Marine from the barracks that he had proxied back home to kill off the scout.
Yeah. That is hilarious. And this is going to be a proxy Hellion drop with everything proxied. Everything. Like, this is so cool. And ZEST, he is going Stargate, but I don't... Oh, wow. Wow. Never mind. It's going to be Hellions plus Widowmine drop. Okay. All right. ZEST does have double Adept, but not going to be able to prevent these Hellions from getting on into the main base, and they should be able to find some good damage. ZEST a little bit early with the Chrono Boost right there. Ooh, nice shade.
Yeah, nice body block there, but of course 3 workers will already go down, and you know, I really wish... Oh, it's going to be... I love this. It's going to be Armory. This is a build that Cure has done and actually bopped ZEST in the King of Battles qualifiers. This is the first time I saw it. That was, what? That was like 6 months ago at this point. But Cure did this to ZEST in game 2 of a best of 3 for the qualifiers. Cure was already up 1-0, and this gets really cool if done appropriately. So you start off with Hellions running on Ensure. You start off with some Widowmine drops, but the Armory, of course, means the Widowmines, they're not scoutable. And then, oh no, Innovation's bringing his stuff home. That's so sad, because what we saw Cure do, he went into Hellbat drops off that. And there we go. So we will have the Widowmines go on up everywhere. Well, there we go. The Phoenix will stay alive, but okay, so only 3 workers. Granted, though, it looks like the Oracle is going to have to go on home. And I love what Innovation has done here, where he has put his mines pretty far apart from each other. So one Revelation will not do anything, and actually that means ZEST cannot mine from his natural. And more importantly here, ZEST continues to build Phoenix. He's not building another Oracle to make that happen. So I don't... Has Innovation done enough? Oh, that he has. Look at that. Oh. You got some lag? Artosis!
Artosis!
He's the one that should have the lag the least. He lives in Korea.
Yeah, little bit of lag coming in from the barcode Artosis.
But anyway,
unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. Talking about damage, though, notice 12 workers just went down. It looks like a mine did connect in the main base, that one that ZEST was not quite paying attention to. So, what do you think? Now with, I think it's something like 14 total workers, 14, 15 total workers have died. Do you think that's enough here? Has Innovation got enough with what is functionally a one-base build? I mean, he is getting a natural now. Or does he still have to get more done?
I would say he has absolutely gotten enough done. This is super worthwhile. Oh, and another Widowmine does go off, connects with the Adept, and more Widowmines coming in here. Yeah, this is game. Oh, is he gonna get the land? Oh, he does get the land, and that's Probes going down. Another 7 workers, and yeah, that's got to be it. That's way too much damage at this point. There's still a Widowmine, by the way, that has not yet been revealed. And okay, the Revelation does have enough energy, but now 2 more Widowmines show up, and this is keeping these Phoenixes at home. And oh, this is nice. Does split them off, and the Adept even goes down to the Widowmine in the main. Oh, this is so fantastic for Innovation.
Yeah, I was looking at this early, I'm like, Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, finally, all the Widowmines are cleaned up, but the damage has been done and done and done. Oh, and another one comes into the natural.
They're just walking in at this point. What are you going to do? There's just not enough detection. We don't have a Robo. We don't have... Why does ZEST continue to build Phoenix when he really does need us that second Oracle? I don't know.
Yep.
Now, he's
stubbornness.
I guess.
Just pure stubbornness.
Maybe he's worried about what comes next.
I guess so. Like I love this, by the way. Look at this setup of Widowmines right here. The Bermuda Triangle of stay the hell away from me.
Oh, absolutely. It's making a smiley face. A smiley face for Innovation. Sad face. Oh, God. One more. Oh, God. Yep, there we go. GG.
Let's go. That was sick.
Yep, the Venn diagram of sad. Yeah, that's what Innovation was dealing with. Or sorry, that's what ZEST was dealing with. The Venn diagram of win. The win diagram is what Innovation had. And now he's got a 2-1 lead. We're on tournament point here, Steadfast.
Yes, we are. Innovation looking so sharp. So good right there. Absolutely crushing his opponent's face.
Yep. For those of you that are just joining me from Artosis' stream trying to figure out what happened, right as Artosis lagged out, ZEST lost 12 workers to a Widowmine shot in the main base, and then another one went on in that killed a couple more Adepts, and then it just started snowballing. More and more workers started to go down, and at that point, Innovation started running Widowmines on into the bases, and what finally killed ZEST, of course, was a couple Widowmines on the map that ZEST ran over with Oracles and with Phoenixes, and then they all blew up, they all died. And that's how things happened. ZEST was forced to GG out, and now Innovation, he's got that 2-1 lead.
Yeah, he does. Looking really, really good right there. That proxy build, very, very effective, and a lot of you mentioned it, the stubbornness of not building those that second Oracle really did bite him in the butt. And, oh man, I'm trying to think of the Terran player's name from Europe. What is his name?
Do Terran players exist in Europe? I mean, that's not quite fair, but, oh man. Obviously there's Clem, who, Ligulac at points last year had as the best Terran in the world, which I don't believe. Certainly, Ligulac has some downsides, and when Clem is just able to beat Cyril and Raynor all the time, that Ligulac thinks that you're able to beat anyone, which is not necessarily quite true. It just means you're really good at ZVT. But you're not talking about Braddock, are you?
No. I think he's Finnish.
I forget. I don't cast Europe enough.
One moment. Nope, that's not where he's from. We'll figure it out. We'll get there together. As we head into this game, number 4 could very well be the last one of the series. And Old Man Toast mentioned something very cool. Lilykinin, that's who it is. Lilykinin. Yeah. I can't believe I always remember his name. As a weird scenario, but something cool that could happen. We could have all 3 games, all 3 wins for Innovation, end on Widowmine shots. That would be very cool. And we have spawning up in the top left, the man looking to make it happen and seal the deal. in the first Pink Drip Pylon tournament. It is Kitesea Gaming's Innovation.
And his opponent in the bottom left in the pink, trying to claw his way back on in there. Take us to game number 5 from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. The one, the only, he's ZEST.
But is he best right now? He's got the pink color, but does he have the pink drip?
You know what? We've seen how handsome he is. He absolutely has that drip.
Hey. Nice.
No, again, that's an Alpha X Protoss player. I can see the confusion, but one lives in Taiwan and one plays from South Korea. Anyways, Innovation, he's not proxying something in this game. We're not going to see Proxy Reapers. We're not going to see Proxy Widowmines. As disappointing as that is, I was really kind of hoping. So Cure is the only one I've seen do this, and I've only seen him do it once. Where that build that we saw Innovation do, again, Cure followed up with more Hellions, and he made Hellbats, and he dropped Hellbats in bases, and it was just so out of the ordinary that it absolutely pops Zest. I mean, this build pops Zest too, but I don't know. I just want to see Hellbat drops against a Protoss player. They're just so wonky that when they work, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, they really are. And you got a game in hand. You got a game in hand as Innovation. Why not try something a little tricky? Zest playing non-Stargate for the first time this series. Finally mixing things up and putting the Twilight Council in a bit of a tricky spot that Innovation might actually probably will have a really tough time scouting unless he goes for a drop of his own. Which is somewhat unlikely because there's been 3 Stargate builds. So you probably don't want to go for the drop.
I mean, that's fair, but you also gotta figure that by process of elimination, Innovation is gonna be able to figure out pretty quickly that this is not a Stargate build. Because if you go for a Stargate, there's gonna be an Oracle in Innovation space by around like 4 minutes. And if you don't have the Oracle in your base around 4:15, you're gonna already kind of know that there's no Stargate. Granted, that's around the time that you're seeing Blink hit, so I don't really know how much you get out of that. But we do have a bunch of Stalkers dancing. They have consumed enough pink drip that they just feel the motion in their bones, and they can't help but dance.
Yeah, so you made a good point there, BeoMulf, but I do have to say it's not Innovation who's on the edge of elimination. So he doesn't have to worry about process of elimination. It's Zest who could be eliminated by process. And nice micro right here from Zest. Will pick off 2 Marines very early on. Weird little move out from Inno. Very weird.
But hey, he's going to get how many probes does he get with this? He's only going to get 1. Yeah, this is really weird. Now, Beyond has
not
started...
worth it all.
No. Beyond has started doing something like this, but that's off of, like, additional barracks, and he moves on in. And he moves in with, like, 15 Marines at 4 minutes, and you're like, what the hell are you doing, Beyond? He's like, well, I'm just winning the game. And that's not even his, like, 3 barrack stim time that he does a lot. This is just Beyond. Beyond does some weird stuff on occasion. It wins some games, but... That's not neither here nor there, although Innovation has been pretty vocal recently about taking some ideas from Beyond that he likes. He started experimenting with the Blue Flame Hellbat build in ZVT, the 2 factory build that was popular last Katowice and also kind of became popular to a lesser extent this Katowice. But when he was interviewed about that at post-game on something, he was like, yeah, I saw Beyond doing it. It looked interesting. So we have seen him like taking some ideas from Beyond a little bit. But, again, this is not one of them. Or if it is, it's not nearly as well executed.
Great little spot, by the way, out from this observer. It's going to see this drop, and that... Wow, Zest did not see it, though. Oh, man, that's actually really unfortunate. Because he saw that quite a while ago, and could have blinked on top of this. In fact, he still will, but he's not going to get it. But, I mean, he kills the Cyclone and effectively has this drop dead. It's one-shot territory for Stalkers now.
You just put one Stalker
there. Do medevacs have armor?
Medevacs
they're armored tags. So yeah, so the Stalker will still one-shot it. Yeah.
Every mech unit, I believe, is, or every mechanical Terran unit is armored, I believe, which makes sense. Typos in my chat lead to other people in my chat talking. Anyways, yeah, Stalker's going to go on in. They're going to blink out. Nothing new there, but look at this. Zest, once again, he is going for that charge lot high gateway style. And Innovation, does he have a... Okay, so he does have a... this is a 3cc build. He is adding a couple additional barracks, but I'm a little bit worried here for ZEST, because ZEST is once again going for that charge lot Immortal Archon, Storm, whatever. Tech and Innovation, once again, it looks like he's not really interested in doing that aggressive move out. I mean, he lost those Marines, but I think at this point we're kind of past where that matters. And he's going to take his third base. He's going to turtle up on his third base, and I think we're going to be totally fine here. So I don't know how I feel about this from ZEST. I feel like if your opponent's not looking like they want to be aggressive, you don't go for this build.
I mean, it can still be good. Like, the Storm can be very effective here. Oh, wow. I always love when the animation has started, but the command center's not down yet, and you're like, oh, I can get under that and block it. And then it's like, nope. And it just goes down to the ground regardless. Yeah, no, especially against tanks, it's going to be tough to make anything happen with this. But I don't know. I'm okay with the Storm first if you just use it kind of non-committally and then maybe go into Colossus behind it or something.
What just got 5 probes? I guess it's the drop on the bottom side. Raven. Yeah, auto turret. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I'm like, I thought that dropped. Oh, well, Innovation still has the drop on the bottom right. He's not going to use it, but yeah, he's still got that drop there. Oh, never mind. He is going to try to make something out of it. I summoned it.
Jinxed it. Oh, that was perfect. And it's actually going to find like 4 probes. That's actually really good value. But 7 probes? 7 probes for a dead drop. Are you kidding me? Amazing stuff from Innovation. Very big mistake from ZEST. Why not just leave a Stalker and...
the
Storms. Oh, I'm so lucky my camera just happened to be there because I didn't have my hand on the mouse. 8 SCV kills.
Yeah, that is actually one of the benefits of not doing my own observing for something like this. I can stand here and like not have to worry about things. Now, a bunch of Marines are going to go on in. They're going to sacrifice their lives. But you got to remember, Innovation... Yeah, he just took some nice storms, but also he's almost doubling the army supply of his opponent, right? That is a lot of an army supply lead there. Oh, actually, Zest is going to warp on in, so it's going to be fine. But for a moment there, it was a 40 army supply lead for a second.
Oh,
game paused.
Oh, calling for the PP.
Be careful with how you say that, Steadfast, but yes, it will be a pause on in here. And that pause is, it's going to go for however long it takes for sunrise to start. That's what's going to happen here.
Too much G fuel needs to... Oh, never mind. We got a sorry go. Getting set up here. Oh.
Game resumed.
Man,
and
Steadfast.
We're back into it.
You can tell that you're tired because your Canadian is showing with the sorry.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that.
But yeah, we do have Innovation getting a little bit aggressive here. Where are our Storms? Off on the left-hand side, it's only 2 High Templar, and look at this Innovation trying to zone this out. Storm 1 is going to land, Storm 2 not really. And Innovation, does he have enough here? With the tanks on the background, or the back line, he's going to try to do what he can, but the Widow Mines are going to be MVPs as well. But oh, there are more Storms, and it looked like, yeah, Zest is going to have more than enough to defend this.
Yeah, that was a great fight for Zest. Game's not over yet. Very much still in flux entirely. But that is a really, really nice fight for Zest. He's going to knock down these rocks, and Scan comes in for Inno. He's going to burrow those Widow Mines, and yeah, Zest will not be able to push up into this. This Disruptor, oh wow, Widow Mines, okay, they're still going to get their shots off. Nice blink forward, will take down these Medevacs. Oh, we totally didn't mess that up. That was just a, glitch in the Matrix right there. DT Shrine coming in, what do you make of this?
Well, I mean, Zest is on 4 bases. Look at this, though. We do have Innovation here on the left-hand side. He's going to draw all these on top of a bunch of stuff. And yeah, that's going to be a great trade there for Innovation. But yeah, Zest is on 4 bases. He has 8 gases. And what do you do when you're on 4 base, 8 gas? Oh, okay. When you're on 4 base, 8 gas, you add that Dark Shrine. You go on. Oh, Innovation's going to be able to target down a Disruptor if he notices. But the Storm is going to be good enough. Yeah, okay, Innovation's going to be forced on back here. But what do you do when you're on 4 bases, when you're on 8 gases? You get a Dark Shrine, you get DT Blink, and you start playing that late game style that Terrans have found so difficult to deal with over the last year, I think.
Forever.
At this point.
Yeah.
Well, the Blink DT style with something parting showed against, well, first kind of started trying to make work against TY, GSL Season 1 of last year. And then, well, it kind of went on from there where people realized this was actually a thing, not just something Party was kind of desperately trying to do to break a turtling Terran player on Nightshade, not on this map. But anyway, now we have ZEST moving on in here, and we're going to have to see some storms land. Oh, he's got a bunch of Archons in there, actually. No, there's Disruptive Flanks! ZEST, you got it! He's going to get so much with that!
Those were tremendously strong disruptors. Another one almost hits home, but just barely terminates before hitting its target. And, ooh, another disruptor just barely getting dodged. But that will allow ZEST to take down this 4th base. And I think we are potentially heading into a game number 5. It's not over yet, but ZEST is really keeping the pressure up. He does have an upgrade disadvantage, but it's only 2-2 versus 2-1. And with the army supply lead, the eco lead, ZEST just needs to keep the pressure on. He's got 3-2 on the way, and double Colossus behind us.
Yeah, I was going to say, I love that here. ZEST, or Innovation, this entire game has been prepping and dealing with a charge lot-based force. A lot of Widow Mines, a lot of Marines, all that fun stuff. What he has not been preparing for is a bunch of Colossus that are going to show on in here. Not that it really matters, I think ZEST is just going to be able to run on in here. And notice this, he doesn't even care about getting the connections with the Disruptors on the army. He just has to kill the Widow Mines. And GG, Steadfast, we're going to game 5.
Yes, we are. I said it could either be 4 games left or 6, and it looks like I invoked the maximum length of the bracket here. We are going to game number 5, the decisive match, the decider match. Who will take this whole tournament home? This $2,000 tournament, now $2,400 prize pool tournament. Who is going to be the champion?
I have
big difference between first and second. $543 versus $243.
Now, Steadfast is $543.75. You cannot forget the 75 cents when talking about this. But by the rule of patterns, Innovation and ZEST have been trading games. So Innovation won games 1 and 3. ZEST has won games 2 and 4. Therefore, Innovation wins game 5, right? That's just how that works.
Yeah. Yep. I see no flaws in your logic. It checks out.
Let me find your camera before we get on in here. There we go. I went through 1 through 7 and I didn't check number 8, but that's A-okay because game 5, we're all good.
That we are. Spawning up in the top left. Looking to follow the pattern and take game 5. It is Kitesy's Innovation.
And his opponent in the bottom right, in the red, looking to put a glitch in that program and looking to put a glitch in the machine from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. He is ZEST.
At first, I didn't know why you weren't introing the player, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta move the camera."
Oh man, it's so bad.
Man.
Oh yeah, it's so bad when I've been say doing CEA with you or something, and then I have to go do a tournament by myself, and I'm like, why is my camera not moving? What is happening here? Why can't I? And then I'm like, oh wait, I'm actually supposed to be observing. Gotcha, that makes sense. This happens more often than I would care to admit.
Right? Oh god, it's so nice when like you don't have to worry about that. It's just it's such a huge difference when when you don't have to worry about anything. You're just talking about the video game. You're just like, all right, cool, yeah, like I can like, look on my other PC. But when you've got to do production, you've got to do the observing. You've got to check mic levels, volume levels. You're like, man, there's a lot that goes into this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
damn.
There's a. Ooh, never mind. What? Is that a scouting pylon? What, ZEST? What are you doing? Is that? Schrodinger's pylon. You never see this outside of PvP, but that's exactly what we have on in here. ZEST. He's just gonna put a pylon on the map, and Innovation, hoping that, or at least hoping that Innovation is gonna count the pylons and say, wait a minute. What the hell? You're missing a pylon.
Yeah, and I think I think it's going to work. I think it is going to bamboozle him. Ooh, but look at this. You talked about the Beyond 3 racks. We are going to get a 3 racks in game number 5. Innovation saying, get out of my game. Get in my belly. Oh, nice little fake out there from ZEST. Does cause Innovation to eat a shot, but Innovation will get on out of there.
Yeah, Steadfast, it's beyond believable what we're seeing here right now. Innovation, of course, trying to be unstoppable. Now, this is going to be a blink opener here from ZEST, and I'm really hoping that ZEST does go for like a 3-gate, maybe even a 4-gate. 4-gate would be fantastic against this, but at the very least a 3-gate blink pressure build here, because that will give him maybe something to... No, he's not. Okay. That would maybe give him something to go on and deal with the ensuing just mass of stim combat shield bio. But it looks like it's only going to be 2-gate. And, oh, actually, look at this nice trap there from Innovation. He will... Oh, nice move there. Look at that. Notice that ZEST, he moved his adept just off to the left, so he actually got bounced in a good position. If he had kept moving straight back, he would probably not have made it to the other side of the grenade. So nice little bit of micro there from ZEST. Make sure that the adept does stay alive. But look at this. I summoned it. You're welcome. It's going to be 4-gate blink from ZEST.
Ooh, that is the perfect setup right here. Stalker will come in. Should deny this Reaper. Yep. That is important to deny that Scout, because if Innovation sees that, I don't think he gets aggressive with this. I don't think he forces the issue. But without knowing this, he could be pushing into a brutal trap build. Even though this is ZEST.
Beat me to it. But yeah, actually, it's kind of funny. I've seen Beyond when he gets a good scout on something like that. Absolutely, just you're right. Just have a bunch of army, but go straight into that third base, get to the factory, get the starport, and just not commit. So it is possible, and it's funny enough. Like with the additional production you have early on, Beyond just doesn't do anything with it. You're like, oh well, don't you have to get something damage done with this, Beyond? And Beyond says, ha, no, I'm just gonna I just get a third base, and I stim across the map 7 minutes later with like a 50 army supply lead, and you're like, okay, well, I guess you didn't have to get damage done. But ZEST is gonna start warping on in here, and this is fantastic where he's doing this, right? So he's gonna start parry. Really, he just has the entire map to kite at this point. Oh. But a little bit of miss micro there from ZEST.
Yeah, the units that he'd warped in were not on attack move, and unfortunately that does cost him several of those units. I was going to say, we will have to see an additional stim from Inno if he wants to re-engage, but not going to do so. ZEST really botched that. He still gets 9 Marines for just 3 Stalkers, but he could have lost 0 Stalkers realistically.
Yeah, now Innovation realizing just what type of danger he is on in here, and these are a bunch of heavily damaged Stalkers. On top of that, of course, the traditional counter to Blink All-Ins, Steadfast, was Stim. Yes, now we've kind of come into this meta where you get tanks or whatever, but back in Heart of the Swarm, right, when these Blink All-Ins were impossible, the moment you or impossible to hold, the moment you kind of knew that you were in a good position, that you had held, that you'd weathered the storm was when your Stim was done. Suddenly, the Protoss army really couldn't fight you anymore unless it had been just insane trades. We already have Stim done. We already have combat shields. We have concussive shells done. Oh, but a really cool move here would be to warp in a sentry and just keep the Terran out of it. As we have 4 more gateways on the way. Oh, he did do it. He did it. Wow.
He did it.
Really smart.
He did it.
Oh, he's
and there's enough energy. Oh, this is it. He's going to kill everything in the natural. He needs a force field to get it. He will do it and catches the army on out. There's nothing to ferry into the natural or out of the natural. We are going to see so many SCVs go down. ZEST just needs to reapply the force fields, and he will kill every single SCV. Look at that little shimmy and shake as the SCV. Man, ZEST, kill the SCVs. There's like 20 SCVs right there. Just freaking kill them. Oh, watch them all go. Why?
I don't really know, but what I do know is he's doing a really good job of parrying the army away. 9 workers have died, and you know, I kind of like this from ZEST. Notice what he's doing here. He said, look, I don't really care about your workers. I'm all in, right? You're going to be on one base for the time being. It doesn't really matter how many workers you have. You're going to be oversaturated in the main base. If I can kill a bunch of supply depots, if I can make you incredibly oversupply, then I'm going to take some fantastic trades. And notice, by the way, yeah, there's a third base on the way, but ZEST is on 8 gateways. He has charge on the way too, but he's just knocking down so much supply here from Innovation that Innovation has not been able to produce a single thing for the last minute and a half.
Yeah, that's been a big problem. Finally, those supply depots finishing up, and I am glad that he killed the supply depots. I'm just like, why go for those then? Why not kill so many SCVs and then kill the supply depots? Like, the SCVs are worth so much more than supply blocking your opponent for a little bit longer.
Oh man, and now we have charged about, well, 3/4 of the way done at this point. Colossus on the way, Extend Thermal Lance on the way, and +1. And I like that force field. We'll just keep the army up a little higher, pair off a couple more SCVs. But Innovation is so far behind at this point. Yeah, he's got a decent army supply. Because honestly, he has not been trading against us all that much from an army perspective. But now that we have the SCVs going on down, nice force field once again. 4 more SCVs will die here. And now, yes, ZEST will be forced back for the time being. But one Colossus is already on the map. Second one on the way. And imagine, this army is already a little bit too much for Innovation to deal with. When he has those Colossus out as well, it's going to be, it's going to be spooky.
Yep, very, very spoopy. We already have ZEST starting to mine out of his main base, which means Innovation is going to be even worse in terms of overall amount of resources there. He's almost mined out of 2 of the mineral, or sorry, he's already mined out of 2 of the mineral pouches, about to mine out of a 3rd, and only a little bit after will mine out of a 4th as well. ZEST, he knows he basically just needs to hold, and this game is over.
Absolutely. So we see a bunch of shield batteries coming on in. I don't know if they're going to be ready by the time this happens. Actually, a good portion of Zest's army here is on the other side of the map, trying to cut off reinforcements. But the boys have been pulled here. The force fields, though, there is so much energy in these sentries that Zest is going to be able to hold this army off for days, nights, maybe even a couple extra days here. Chargeless sweeping in from behind. This is Zest's moment to shine here. Stalkers are going to blink around the side, trying to knock down that tank. If the tank goes down, the hold is there, and Zest has what he needs. The Warp Prism doing a fantastic job. The 2 Colossus firing strong. +1 is what they need. But Innovation, does he have just barely enough here? No, with the Colossus Micro and the shield battery overcharge, Innovation, he's running out. GG, Zest will be your champion. It's fitting that a Protoss wins the pink drip pylon. Zest, your grand champion.
GG, very well played right there.